on this?
No, I just wanted to see one more
Of
example.
course, yes.
Thank you.
I wanted to work on one more. Let me just put these in order. Oh, now I have 2 pages too. Wonderful. So I have one. Okay, so let's continue with the next problem. So this was 2, this was 3. I guess this is 4. And this is 5. No, I think I'm wrong. So this was 2. No, this was 3 actually. And this is 4. And that is 5. Good. Okay, now I'm all ready. Other questions? Yes, I'm ready. Megan, go ahead.
So I was wondering if we could do, it's find the area of the region bounded by the graph.
Yes.
It's y equals 4x, and then y equals x cubed, and then x equals 0 and x equals 2.
Perfect. So these are very easy to graph. Remember, in such a problem, you have to graph and show all steps. So x equals 0. Oops, I thought I was getting a different color. So x equals 0 is this line. Done. X equals 2 is this line. Vertical. Done. This is easy to determine, to graph, because when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, I'm going to take a different scale here because 4 times 2 will be 8 and I will be too high. So 2, 4, 6, 8, right? So at 1, it will be 4. And at 2, it will be 8. So we know that this is the graph. Let me use a different color. So we know that this is the graph of y equals 4x. No question there. Now I have to be careful with this, because remember the graph of x cubed. So it's something like this. And obviously has to pass because it has to, let me use a different color on this. Let's say maybe the green. Okay, so at 0 is 0. At 1 is 1. So when x is 1, y is 1. This is 2. And at 2 is 8, right? So this is, so, and the graph is something like this. And it has to go through the same point. And yes, I could determine the points of intersection algebraically to convince myself. So basically, this is the area. I have to set these two equal to each other. And you will see they intersect at 0 and 8. But let's do it. So x cubed equals 4x, right? So then right, so at 2 is 8. And at 2 is also 8. Yes. So we have x cubed minus 4x equals 0. And I have x squared minus 4 equals 0. So we have x equals 0 and x equals plus or minus 2. So at 0, negative 2 is not in our interest because we are told bounded by this and this. So this point is not important. And so the other option is 2, 8. So this is 2, 8. So we already knew that, but it's good to show the algebra for that. So now in order to determine the area, I have to determine the integral from upper minus the lower. How do I determine this? Remember? So it's this area minus this area. So the area under the graph of 4x minus the area under the graph of x cubed. So that's my page 6. So the area, which is this, is the integral from the points of intersection 0 to 2 from the upper function minus the lower function, dx. So please do not write the integral without the x. And if it's a definite integral, please always write the limits of integration. So then I know that this is 4x squared over 2 minus x to the 4th over 4. Luckily evaluated only from 0 to 2 because it means that I only have to plug in 2. Because when I plug in 0, these are all 0. So when I plug in 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 2 to the 4th. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So the answer is 4. And remember, thank you. And remember, you have to show all these steps, but you also have an option that I showed you some time ago. I don't remember when, exactly which class, with the integration. So you have from 0 to 2, and it's fine and legitimate to check your calculations. You will not be able to check for indefinite integrals, but for definite integrals you can. And why not? Right? So if I don't get 4, oops, what is going on? If I don't get 4, I have to go back to the drawing board and see what I did wrong.
I don't have that on.
Yeah, TI-83 doesn't have it, I think. It's only TI-84. Yeah. Good. Very good.
I have an 84. It won't come. It doesn't come up when I click on.
Oh, I don't know. They don't. I'm not sure why, but please don't purchase a calculator just for checking integrals. I think it has to have this plus CE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is no need. Good. Very good questions. Thank you. I did not check today if you are finished up. I do not have any problem extend until tomorrow. But please make sure you finish the work so you can take the test on Thursday. And I will change it right now because I may forget. So let me change it right now till you find other problems to work on. Don't forget about the quizzes. Please finish up quizzes. Don't forget, please. Okay, so I'm changing everything to, what is it, tomorrow, December the 1st. Please always take one full day. I was hoping it would take at least 2 full days to review this. Okay, I changed everything till tomorrow, and then I'll change it again if you want to review anything. So if anyone would like to confirm the changes if you see them, and then I'll change it again for before the final. Okay, I'm ready. Anything else you would like? Yes.
Can we do another max-min problem, like number 3 on page 547?
3 on 547?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. 3 on 547, I see. So fxy, is that the 2xy minus x to the 3rd minus y squared? Is that the one?
That's the one.
Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Very good. So remember we have those 6 derivatives first. Fx, I differentiate with respect to x. To y, I differentiate with respect to x. I differentiate with respect to x. Gone. Fxx, I differentiate with respect to x. And fxy, I differentiate with respect to y, and I get 2. Fy, I differentiate with respect to y, I get 2x and minus 2y. I differentiate again with respect to y, I get negative 2. And I differentiate with respect to x, and I get 2. So now I have to solve the system with the first partial derivative set equal to 0. So 2y minus 3x squared equals 0, and 2x minus 2y equals 0. From this equation, I realized that when I divide by 2 and move to y to the other side, that x equals y. So I will replace this y by x. 2x minus 3x squared equals 0. In descending order, 3x squared minus 2x equals 0. Factor out x, 3x minus 2, and get two options. X equals 0 and x equals 2/3. Any questions so far? So the points, since x equals y, the 2 points that we are going to investigate are 0, 0, and 2/3, comma 2/3. Is that okay so far? So I'm going to call this point A and this point B. And I better do that. Okay, so we have to determine D for A, and that will be fxx at 0, 0 multiplied by fyy at 0, 0 minus fxy at 0, 0, but squared. And let's see what this is. Fxx at 0 is 0. Fyy at 0, 0 is negative 2. Fxy at it's 2 squared. So this is a negative number, so not a max min. So now D for B is fxx at 2/3, comma 2/3 times fyy at 2/3, comma 2/3 minus fxy at 2/3, comma 2/3, but squared. Okay. Fxx at 2/3, comma 2/3 will be negative 12 divided by 3. So it's negative 4. Because I can only plug in x. So 6 times 2/3 will be 12 over 3, which is 4 with minus in front, multiplied by fyy. I don't have to plug, I can't plug in anything, so it's just negative 2. Minus fxy, I cannot do anything, squared is 4. Well, let's see what this gives. So this gives 8 minus 4, which is a positive number. So you can write 8 minus 4, which is 4, positive number. Since this is negative and D is positive, this point, 2/3, comma 2/3, is a relative max. In order to determine the relative max, I have to plug it in the function. So f of 2/3, comma 2/3 will be the relative max. Okay, 2 times this product, 4 over 9, minus this to the third, which is 8 over 27, and minus this squared, which is 4 over 9. Okay, let's see what we get. So 8 over 9 minus 4 over 9 is 4 over 9, minus 8 over 27. So the least common denominator is 27. I need a 3. So 12 minus 8 is 4. So this is the relative max, and it is obtained at the point B, 2/3, comma 2/3. Any questions? Is this okay?
Yep, makes sense.
All steps understood? All steps clear? Have you looked at the previous test? I mean, an old test, solutions? So let me summarize with you, and then you will decide what to do next. So I'm going to go backwards. So chapter 6, chapter 5, and chapter 4. This is, okay. So in chapter 6, this is fresh in our memory, I think, I hope. We're talking about functions like f of x, y, and we're looking at the d-test. We're looking at linear regression. And everything is included already here, right? because when we talk about the d-test, we talk about all partial derivatives, and the linear regression is with the calculator. So what are we talking about here? It's the consumer surplus and the producer surplus and differential equations. This is it, 2 sections. And what we talk about in chapter 4, integration. Finding areas, integration, I wanted to say by parts, no, sorry, substitution rule. That's pretty much it. Now, I wanted to ask you, because no one said anything, are you able to see the comments that I make on the test upload or work upload that you put in, or not? Or I just type in there and nobody can see anything?
Yes, we can see them.
Okay, because, for example, I don't know, Zora, if you're here, but the way you upload your file, I cannot type anything in it. It doesn't allow me to put the voice balloon and say anything. So I just want you to know that I'm not avoiding, but I just could not type anything.
I don't know how else to submit.
Are you using that